Do you ever feel like you have a noisy mind? Like there are just so many thoughts about so many things and they never seem to stop? What if there was a way to quiet that down? What if you could get a break from all the constant chatter in your mind and find a moment of serenity? What if you could do it every morning, at will? I think meditation is a superpower, but unfortunately it's really misunderstood. And most people who try it either don't see the point, or don't get it, or they aren't sure that they're doing it right. Let me see if I can show you the point of meditation. Let me ask you, if you have a ripped body, but you're anxious and you have a chaotic mind, do you think you're healthy? Or if you can bench 300 pounds, but you hate yourself, is that healthy? I think when we dig beneath the surface, we see that our inner life, our mental life, is every bit as important to our overall health and quality of life as our physical bodies are. It's part of what true health is, which is why we need to train our minds just as much as we train our bodies. Meditation is about training your mind, training your attention, because where your attention goes, energy flows. Our minds are kind of like the lens through which we experience life. I'm going to say that again because I want you to really get that. Your mind is the lens through which you experience life. It's like a filter that's laid over everything that we do. So everything that you've ever thought or done or experienced is filtered through the quality of our mind. And if that lens is dirty, well, we're going to see dirt everywhere. And that's because what we focus on expands. Again, if you're taking notes, I want you to write that down. What you focus on expands. And so meditation is about recognizing what you're focused on. See, most of us spend most of our days lost in thought, but unaware that we're lost in thought. We don't realize it. Our mind has wandered or drifted to conversations that happened yesterday or things we're planning for next week. We are either mentally in the past or in the future, somewhere other than here, right now. And meditation is about bringing your attention to here, right now, and letting go of the thoughts of the past or the future. It's about deeply recognizing and vividly paying attention to what is. But maybe that's still a little too abstract for you, so let's get concrete. I want to introduce you to a form of meditation that anybody can do, and I'll show you exactly how to do it. You don't need a guru, you don't need to take a course. We call it sensory meditation. It's a form of mindfulness, and here's how it works. First, you pick a sensation, any sensation. It could be the feeling of your feet on the floor, it could be your butt in the chair, it could be the feeling of the air going in and out of your nostrils. Pick a sensation that you think would be easy to focus on, something obvious for you. I think that sound and touch are probably the easiest, but any one of the 5 senses can work. And then I just want you to pay attention to that sensation. So close your eyes, sit comfortably and just notice it. If you're looking at something, just look at it. If you're listening to something, just listen. If you're feeling something, just feel it. You don't need to strain, you don't need to try hard. Just notice it. Just stay with it. Keep noticing it. And see how long you can notice it for. Now, inevitably, at some point, you're gonna get lost in thought without realizing it. At some point, you'll suddenly remember that, you're supposed to be meditating and you've been thinking about something else. How long ago did your attention wander? Now, most people feel a sense of failure there. This is where they give up and they say, I suck at this, or I tried meditation, but it was too hard. And there's a temptation to sort of berate yourself, but I'm telling you, resist that temptation. Instead, when you realize that you've been lost in thought, celebrate that moment. That moment that you kind of wake up from your daydream and remember that you're supposed to be meditating, that's the point of meditation. That's the success. The sudden returning to your senses or returning to the present, here, now. You woke up from your distraction and you're back. So celebrate that. And then, just return your attention to whichever sensation you chose. Notice it. Stick with it again. And that's it. That's the process of meditation. Pretty simple, right? And here's why it works. When you meditate like this, you're gradually training your mind to be increasingly present. Instead of being lost in thought without realizing it, you're going to eventually come to notice the space between your thoughts. You're going to recognize that these thoughts come and go all the time, all day long, but you don't have to go along for the ride. Some people find it helpful to do like a sensory scan. You move one by one through each one of your senses, noticing them carefully. Maybe you start with sound, and you move to smell, and then sight, touch, etc. If you keep this up, if you make a rhythm of this, eventually this is going to bleed over into the rest of your life. You're going to have more control. You can tackle your day with a heightened awareness and intentionally paying attention to what matters, spending less time lost in thought. It doesn't have to be long either. Even 5 minutes a day can be helpful for you to start to get used to it. Trust me, 5 minutes is plenty of time to see just how prone to wander our minds are. So today I want you to try this kind of meditation. If you're still feeling a little intimidated, here's the simplest way to ease yourself into it. Step outside today and just listen. Just notice whatever you can in fact hear out there. It could be traffic, it could be the sound of the breeze, it could be birds. Just listen to the sounds outside and let them play with your eardrums like they're a song you've never heard before. I find that sound often gets me into a meditative state faster than anything else, particularly because there's nothing I can do to strain to listen or listen harder. All I need to do is exist and direct my attention to the sound that my ears are already listening to. So today, don't skip the meditation. Your mind is a muscle, and it pays to work it out.